Oh, hi Mosette.
What's wrong?
Well, the Seahawks lost to the Rams Sunday, and they probably lost the division. They probably won't get in the playoffs. If they do get in the playoffs,
Dad. Relax. It's the holiday season.
So,
let's celebrate.
Whoa.
Ah!
Ah!
And now, it's time for another episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. A show made by 12s from around the world, for 12s around the world. I'm Mosette, and here's your host and my dad, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, thank you, Mosette, and happy HAWKIDAYS, everyone. Welcome to episode 524, the special holiday edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, as your Seattle Seahawks get ready to take on the Dallas Cowboys, and what can I tell you? Looks like I picked the wrong time to make a bold prediction about the Seahawks not losing anymore. All right. Oh, we have a great show for you tonight. So many special things going on. First, to introduce the posse from merry old England, the Ying to my Yang, he will jingle your bells. It's Matt from merry old England. Hi, Matt.
Good, Moses. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you, sir?
Well, a little disappointed after last week's game, but I'm getting through it. I've got a collection of drugs and alcohol and all other sorts of things, so getting there. It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, we'll get you there. Someone else will get you there is our news hound. He will deck your halls. That is Will. Hi, Will.
Hi, Moses. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you, sir?
I'm a little bummed out. I caught Mommy kissing Santa Claus.
Underneath the Christmas tree last night?
How'd you know?
Did she see you sneak around the corner to take a peek?
Well, I hope not.
I bet she thought you were in your bed fast asleep.
Yeah, well. Moving on.
The court case comes up Wednesday. All right. And finally, the man that will bring you frankincense, gold, and tokens. It's Texan Mark!
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Well, things are getting more festive here in Niner country. 49ers, in fact, have a new song.
Oh.
Dedicated to, market their new QB. And it's Roberta Flack's First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. So,
great
a little different approach. But it's a montage of him running on the beach, and and they're just really catering to that.
Oh dear God!
Whole thing here.
Are there any images of him accidentally kneeling down for any reason, or have they been
That would be a special features outtake that you'd have to purchase. I believe so.
You need extra tokens for that one. As you've noted,
there you go.
As you've noted, Dustin is not here. He is not here with us. Of course, it is the busy time of season for him. As Matt was quick to point out. Matt, what did you point out? The last couple Christmas shows, he was not here.
Go back and listen, people, because I know you haven't listened to any of our episodes before, because I've checked the viewership on YouTube, so I know you haven't, so go and do it. But if you go back and have a listen to other Christmas episodes, you notice that Dustin is never here, and there's a reason for that. He's in the North Pole, currently making wooden toys and stuff that nobody wants, for an old man to put down your chimney later on this week.
Yeah, so look forward to that, and tell Dustin we said hi if you see him. All right, gentlemen. Well, happy holidays to you all, and let's get to the show, shall we? Michael Bolton.
Boys, let's get to it.
Yes, this show's run like a real NFL football game, 4 quarters and a halftime. Quarter 1 is news with our Shadow Hawk Will. Quarter 2, we're going to talk about that Rams game from last week, quickly, hopefully. Halftime, something a little different. Every year we do a Reverend Moses NFL toy list, and I thought this year it'd be fun to do an actual live presentation of the Reverend Moses NFL toy list for 2017 at halftime. Quarter 3, we'll talk about the Cowboys, travel guide, injuries, fashion, weather, and all kinds of fun stuff. And of course, we'll make our predictions in the fourth quarter. Before we start, please, we'd like to remind you to like, share, subscribe to the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel. Our 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook group is growing. For those who joined us this week, thank you very much. Welcome to our little asylum, as we call it. Great game day thread on there, as always, and a couple little goodies floating around on the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook group as well. Also on Twitter and email. Let you know your thoughts there. But before we start the news, it appears that Seahawk Claus has left some presents for us under the 12-man Fan Jam Show tree. So I thought I would go ahead and tell you that Dustin, I'm going to open up Dustin's for him since he's not here. This is a gift for Dustin. This is the Google. I know he's been looking forward to that.
He doesn't need any more.
And
of the
also
Google.
some socks. He knows why. Okay. And if you've listened to the show, you know why as well. Next is Will. Will, go ahead and rip into that. I hope
Is it a pony?
Yeah, it's a collection of Star Wars outfits for your cat. I know you got Princess Leia, Darth Vader, and here's the cool thing. It comes with like a little kitty lightsaber, but I'd be careful because if you've had your cat spayed or neutered, you better close your bedroom door at night and you better lock it because cats are vengeful little sneaky animals. So be careful with that lightsaber when you give it to your cat, okay?
Yeah. Arming my cat. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. It never is. Next up is Maddie.
Hello.
Matt.
Yes.
Here you go. Open this up.
So excited. I love these presents.
I know. It's a check from the Tooth Fairy for your molar troubles.
She owes me big money.
Yeah, $532.16, which I think is about £6 or something.
It is, and current exchange rate's poo.
Yeah. But now, if you notice also there, attached to it is a button. If you want to ring that, you press that right there. That's your doorbell now. So your doorbell now has that ring with the applause.
That's what you need to do, Mark, is rip your teeth out.
So congratulations on that. That's a great doorbell.
Thanks.
And then, of course, there is Mark. Here, Mark, go ahead and open yours up. Now, Mark, you actually have two buttons. Go ahead and ring that first one. Yeah, that's your doorbell.
That old
That's
familiar
harsh.
song.
But here's the thing: you have another thing there. Press that button there, and look at your. Those are tokens coming out of your computer.
Wow.
Look at all those tokens. They're still.
Oh my goodness.
We can't stop them.
We're not going to see him for a whole week.
I'm not sure that there's an off button for the tokens.
It sounds like the direct deposit from my PayPal into an account where I only know their stage name.
Congratulations on all those tokens.
Well,
Unbelievable.
You should be congratulated. Yes.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Congratulations. And now we get to the first quarter. And
Well, actually, Moses, I've got a present for you if you want to open a present up. Let me hand it to you. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, Matt, you shouldn't have.
I know. It's a book. It's a podcast for dummies. 1001 Ways Not to Be Ready for a Show.
Oh.
This is perfect for me.
I know.
Wait, he wrote the book.
Oh my God!
You want to sign it for yourself?
I will. Thank you.
To
That
Moses.
is perfect.
Get
Thank
ready
you, Matt.
from Moses.
It's the gift that we'll keep giving. I know. And another thing that we'll keep giving is first quarter with the news. Yes, news from around the NFL with our news hound Will, brought to you by a special sponsor this week. That's right. It is that time of year, ladies and gentlemen. The Seahawk Positivity Productions are proud to present the 12-man Fan Jam Show Holiday Album 2017. Yes, your friends and family at Seahawk Positivity Productions comes a holiday album like you've never heard, and hopefully you never will again. All the favorites are here, just changed a little bit. Here's Statsman Mark sing, instead of All I Want for Christmas is My Two Front Teeth, All I Want for Christmas is Tokens. Here Will sing Oh Holy Night instead of It's Oh Thursday Night. Hear Matt sing instead of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Sherman and His Achilles. And Dustin will sing instead of Oh Come All Ye Faithful, Oh Block You Stupid Linemen. Yes, this and so much more. Oh Little Town of Bethlehem becomes Oh Losing Town of Cleveland. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus because I saw Wilson getting chased around. And Jingle Bell Rock becomes Learn How to Block. Yes, all these more on sale now at all good record stores near you. Will, what you got for us this evening?
Well, hard to top that, but I'm going to have to go with Vince McMahon. Of course, Vince McMahon of the WWE revealed to the SEC a couple days ago that he has sold about $100 million worth of stock and did so, quote, primarily to fund a separate entity from the company, Alpha Entertainment LLC, which Mr. McMahon established to explore investment opportunities across the sports and entertainment landscapes, including professional football. Now, McMahon is a resident of North Carolina. It's possible that he could be wanting to get into an ownership group to buy the Carolina Panthers, who are now for sale.
Oh.
However, he also recently secured trademarks related to the XFL, trademarks that he'd previously abandoned because he thought, the XFL didn't work. Moving on. But with the NFL's troubles of late, could Vince McMahon be thinking about a reboot of the XFL?
Interesting.
Whatever he's got in mind, keep an eye on Vince McMahon for a while, because it looks like he's going to make a move of some sort. And honestly, the way things are going in the NFL right now, maybe the XFL could work this time.
Well, and we all know for sure that if the XFL came, we know that Johnny Manziel would be quarterback. We know that much.
Yeah, his jersey would say, "You hate me."
No, it would be, "Can I have a drink?" or something. Zorny, did you watch the XFL?
You know what? Those are rather cloudy and hazy days for me. And you know what? The league was just. It was just too funny. I mean, how many seasons did he even make it to?
I don't know if they made it to. Maybe
just one.
Is one. Yeah.
I don't think any other alternative, like professional, quote unquote, league can ever survive it. It's all on advertising, and nobody's going to throw money at it. That's I mean, that kills with no advertising. It just won't fly.
It just was bad football. To be
There's
honest,
going to be like 6 teams. I mean,
well.
What was the last one after the XFL? This one.
They had the UFL for about a year, but nobody noticed.
Oh my God! Yeah, I mean, this stuff just never works. So,
but at least maybe the Clowns, maybe the Browns. There's a Freudian
slip.
Wait,
the one thing I did want to say though, another Carolina Panthers rumor is that P. Diddy is going to make a bid, and as a partner, obviously to a much lesser degree. Colin Kaepernick, can you? I mean, that's just an awesome rumor. And of course, on the radio,
for an awkward owners meeting.
That would be,
dude,
like powdered wigs, and all of a sudden the camera pans left to right, and it stops at an afro. I just like old money, and
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on this and see what happens. Well,
he's so great in purple glasses, like those square, kind of. Anyway.
Matt, did you ever watch the XFL?
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. All right, Will, what else you got?
Well, after last week, I think we need a feel-good story, and this is actually one I've been following for a couple years. It involves Texans offensive lineman David Quessenberry. He was their 6th-round pick in the 2013 NFL draft. Spent his rookie season on injured reserve with a foot injury. And then in June of the following year, he was diagnosed with lymphoma and spent most of the next 3 years undergoing treatment, chemotherapy, radiation, whatnot. He was promoted off of the Texans practice squad this week to the active roster, and it looks like he's going to play his first ever NFL game Christmas night against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow.
So, congratulations to David Quessenberry, and I hope you have a good game, my friend.
Yeah, kids are rooting for that too. That is nice. Congratulations for beating lymphoma enough to play in the NFL. I would say that's pretty good beating.
Definitely.
Yeah. Congratulations. That's a good story. Yeah, that was nice. Matt, that was a happy story, wasn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was miles away. What was the whole story? I was just playing with my button, just listening to that tune going over and over again in my head. There's no trivia this week, is there? That's the point.
Oh dear.
Oh boy. Yeah.
You ordering more trophies, Matt?
No, there's no, because I've got a Christmas backlog. Amazon haven't been able to deliver any. It's been a nightmare.
Well, the story is, Matt, this Texas lineman beat lymphoma. He's getting on a plane. He's flying to England to kick your ass. I think that's the story.
Oh, that's nice.
I think that's something we could all support. What do the kids think?
Well, congratulations on that story for the Texas lineman. That'll be interesting to see when he plays. It was interesting. Did anybody see Bridgewater when he came out and played for the Vikings? And the crowd gave him a standing ovation, and he got a little teary-eyed. Did anybody else see that?
Was that this past week?
Yeah, that just happened. He came out. It was a blowout, so they brought him in like the fourth quarter, and the crowd gave him like a standing ovation, and he actually got teary-eyed, which was kind of a feel-good story too. Because
sadly, I was watching a different blowout last week.
Yeah. And on that note, we'll end the first quarter.
It's the end of the first quarter, bitches.
All right, coming up the special Hawkiday edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a live halftime presentation, our travel guide for Dallas. But coming up next, the second quarter, we take a look back at that game that Will was watching, that Sunday loss against the Rams. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel.
Okay, people, Santa's coming to town. Santa! Oh, my God! Santa here? I know him.
Holy shit. It's the second quarter.
Yes, welcome to the second quarter of your very special Hawkiday version of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. You know, we take a break between quarters, and if you could only hear what we hear, it's unbelievable. But
you don't want to know. Trust
you don't want to know. Something
We-
we did. One thing we did during the break is we drew straws, and Will got the short straw. So we're going to talk about that Seahawk loss to the Rams, 42-7, and Will unfortunately is going to kick this off. Will, you were there. Gosh, what are your thoughts about the game last week?
Well, I'm going to stick to thoughts that I can actually share in a general environment. I actually spent large portions of that game just laughing at the absolute absurdity of it all.
Yes.
Just literally everything that could go wrong did go wrong, short of nuclear war. But you know, I think this is going to give us a chance to see what kind of team this is. I mean, playoffs still possible, not likely. Winning the division still possible, not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, what do these guys play for? I mean, is it all just are these really, is this really a brotherhood like they've said over and over again? Do they play for each other? Do they play for pride? You know, I just want to see them come out these last two games and play with some pride. You know, bounce back from this game, bust their ass, leave it all on the table, play like they're supposed to, like they're capable of doing. And beyond that, I don't care. I just want to see them come out and prove that they're a lot better than what we saw.
Yeah. A lot of injuries, Matt. I mean, let's be honest.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I mean that obviously that adds up. That does have an impact. I mean, I think for me, the opening fumble sort of said it all to me. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh, it's going to be one of them games. This is going to be one of those sorts of games. Let's get ready for this." And I think I tweeted or I put a message out. You know, we picked a lousy, picked a lousy year to stop drinking because this is going to be one of them games, and it was.
Stop sniffing glue.
In it, oh, absolutely, it was But I agree a little bit with Will, because I think actually this team, okay, we played badly. I think everyone has to just accept that, and I agree absolutely with what Pete said, which was, you know, there was nothing, and he said it himself at the stadium, you know, at the podium. There's nothing we liked about this game.
Yeah.
not any phase, not any part of it, there's nothing to be celebrated apart from this game. And I think that all I can say for us is that, you know, I think the test for a fan is not when your team is doing brilliantly. It's easy to be a fan when your team's doing brilliantly. I think it's times like this when you've got to sit there and say, okay, things didn't quite go according to plan. How are the team going to pull them socks up? How are they going to end the season? You've got to end on a high. Some of these guys we're not going to see again probably. And I think that's, you know, something again that the whole of the fan base has got to get its head around and get used to. Yeah. And that includes some of the coaching staff as well potentially. So, you know, it was a bad time to have a bad game, but they happen. Right, and I don't think the world ended. As far as I was aware, it seemed to go on okay. Although I must admit, I did go to bed. I had to go to bed before the game had finished. So it's very rare that I just get up and walk out of a game myself, but I did.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the end stuff. We'll have shows at the end of the season to talk about, you know, the end stuff. And in fact, as far as I'm concerned, we are still in the playoff hunt. So
we are mathematically
out of it. We are still in it.
And Moses, we say this. Moses, we say this every year. Until the numbers mathematically say it is impossible for us to do it, then, you know, until they say that, there's a chance.
Exactly. Little research for you before we go to Mark. This game was the worst loss of the Carroll era, the most points allowed in the Carroll era, tied. Worst home loss since Week 1, 1997, 41-3 loss against the Jets. Worst loss since Week 16, 2009 at Green Bay, 48-10.
You know what this means, though, Moses? We're spoiled.
Yes.
That's what it means.
Yes, it does. You're right. Because teams have these games all the time. And I gotta get to Zordy, but before I do, I'll just bring it up later. I'll tell you another story. Zordy, your thoughts?
Well, the big picture for me was, on one hand, am I surprised that the Rams won this game? Not really. The Rams have been playing well. It's hard to believe that this is the year where they've taken that step into, legitimately winning the division. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. And they look good, and we'll see what they do in the playoffs. They're going to be their first time there, so there's always that initial pressure. But
first time's always awkward. So.
But and this is the first time we've had to deal. This game. Just the bottom line was, I was surprised, even given all the injuries and all the other weirdness that's been 2017, that we were this unprepared on all levels for this game and just played this poorly. Not that we lost overall, but how poorly it went. I just was surprised.
Missed tackles was a big thing.
Yeah. It was just. I'd never. I can't recall seeing anything like it.
It was just bad on all sides. So that being said, Will, can you find anything positive about this game?
Well, Moses, I stayed to the very end, and that was the easiest traffic I've ever had to deal with.
There you go, traffic.
Right.
All right, well done. Statsman Mark, give me a positive.
A positive is, again, I didn't see quit on the field. I mean, the game was a disaster, but I did not see, which I hope I never would. But I
think that's important. I think that's huge, because I will tell you, back in the Mora days, I was one of the last people to actually say, okay, we need to get a new head coach in here, because I felt like that team quit on Mora a lot in that season. And you're right, no quit on. You're right.
We saw plenty of shit, but no quit.
Yep, yes we did. Here's what I want to throw out. Back in 2006, at the end of the season, I believe it was either their 13th or 14th game, the Indianapolis Colts lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars at home 44-17. The Jaguars ran over 300 yards rushing on them. And the Colts made it to the playoffs that year, and they had to play the Chiefs, and the Chiefs had the NFL's leading rusher in Larry. You remember Johnson that played for him, Larry Johnson?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That was their first game in the playoffs. Nobody gave the Colts a chance after, in week 13th game of the year, they gave up 300 yards rushing to Jacksonville, and now you got to play the leading rusher. The Colts won the Super Bowl that year. That's all I'm saying. What I'm saying is, one game does not a season make honey. And that's all I'm saying.
Thanks, RuPaul.
Yeah. What's your positive, Matt?
I would say, well, I have to tell you now, those players, they came off that field in those changes. Those people with the water boy people were there in a flash. They had that water delivered. They were hydrated.
Yes!
They were looked after. And I think that was some pretty good Pro Bowl water stuff going on the sidelines there. So I think that was pretty good. What I will say, just going back to Mark's point really quickly, is that whilst they didn't quit, everybody on this planet has got to be sitting there saying, why the hell is Russell Wilson still in this game? And I think that was one thing where, that was, to me, was like, that was the only thing that started to make me shout in the third part of this game. Was like, what the hell's going on? Why is he still playing?
Well, I think I'll answer that. I think because they only had 7 points on the board. They needed the freaking practice. I'm sorry.
You don't. I don't want to practice against the Rams. I don't want to practice against the Rams.
Talk about practice.
I'm just saying, they need to get their act together and get something positive out of this game.
Well, there was a lot of people that did not practice this week of time,
right.
so we'll talk
Good
about that in injuries.
Good point. Yeah, so we'll I think we'll go ahead and put this game well
Kill
behind us.
Burn it with fire, Moses. Burn it with
down.
fire.
Let's put it down, and let's go ahead and finish with a very special caption that picture. Okay, this caption that picture. Usually we take a picture from the game. There's nothing from that game I want to remember from this point forward. So this is from a couple years ago, actually, but this is, I believe, Michael Bennett in a Seahawk Santa Claus outfit with a young with a woman, young lady. Looks like he's moving towards her. I don't know if it might be his wife. I don't know what his wife looks like, to be honest. I don't know who this lady is, but I thought this would be a fun picture. And I thought we'd start with Matt. Matt, caption this picture.
I've got the woman saying, "What you calling a ho ho ho?"
Very nice. Will, caption that picture.
What would you like for Christmas, little girl? A redo of last week's game.
Oh, sorry, redo last week's game. Very good. Sorry, I got a little premature in the premature rim shot. Sorry.
That happens when you get older, Moses.
Yeah. It doesn't usually happen, I swear. Stassi and Mark, caption that picture.
Caption that picture. Then it says, and remember, if you get a new cell phone, always have the record button on.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dear.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I thought
That's almost bad as my packing comment last week. All right.
No, I thought we'd make light of,
Yeah. I got
tensions.
two. I got two. One is, Santa's got a package for you too, sweetheart. And
Oh, see, now wait a minute. Okay, good.
But this is my favorite. My favorite is this. Well, you see, me and Mrs. Claus have an understanding.
Hey, Moses, I've got one real quick.
Yeah.
Because I know where you got yours from. Someone did leave a cookie out for me.
Mrs. Claus just doesn't understand me. That's all. All right. All right. It's time to understand a 2-minute warning.
Holy sh! It's a 2-minute warning.
Let's check in our posse prediction challenge. First on the
Oh,
scores.
dear.
You know what?
Only Mike's getting any
scores.
points.
Let's not.
Only Mike is getting points, I think, for this.
First on the scores, forget it. No scores. Prognostications. There were prognostications. Clark got a sack, so Jose got 3. Mike got 3 for 4 combined sacks by both teams. It was 7 and 2, but it was a game ball. No, nobody. Forget that.
No.
Over and under was over. So a point to Jose, Little Mo, Mike, Will, Statsman, Mark, Dustin, Matt, and Moses. That's our whole team, by the way. And individual scores for the week: Jose at 4, Mike at 4, Little Mo, Will, Statsman, Mark, Dustin, Matt, and Moses at 1. Meaning overall scores look like this going into next game. Mike at 39, Jose at 33, Will at 32, Moses at 27, Statsman Mark at 25, Dustin at 22, Little Mo at 20, Tom at 18, Matt at 18, Mark Ty Turner at 16. Going into our 15th game of the year, the score overall Team 12 126, Team Posse 124.
Ooh.
They got us by 2 points, gentlemen.
Damn it.
I know.
We're still in striking range.
We are still in striking range, as the way were for us. All right. That is the end of the second quarter.
Holy sh! It's halftime.
Oh, we got so much more show ahead. Will the Seahawks keep their playoff hopes alive? Will the Cowboys keep their playoff hopes alive? Will Rudolph guide us through our slate tonight? All these answers and more. Come around the corner. I don't even know what the third question was. I just threw that out. I sounded a little bit like Donald Trump. For the United States. But I will get everything fixed and come back at halftime because it's a special live version of the 2017 Moses Christmas Toy List coming up next.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel.
You got tools. Santa paid good money for those tools. Tools you have, you can't build garbage. You are garbage. Hit the bricks, pal, and beat it because you are going out.
Hey, our tools are weak.
Your tools are weak. The effing tools are weak. You're weak. I've been in this business for 615 years. Screw you, that's my name.
It's halftime, bitches.
Yes, welcome to halftime of a special HAWKIDAY edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam show. Okay, so this episode is having a rather special live presentation because around this time of year, readings of Christmas carols on the radio are live, War of the Worlds, you know how that went. Not during Christmas time, but and other things like that. They're doing live shows on TV now. So I thought it would be fun for us to take the yearly NFL toy list and do a live presentation. So it's time for the Seahawk Positivity Productions to proudly present a 12-Man Fan Jam Show live presentation of the Reverend Moses NFL Toy List for 2017. The curtain opens on a blustery winter day in the Church of Seahawk Positivity.
It was the holiday season, and Reverend Moses was in a big bind. He had to help buy some presents, and he was running way far behind. He had to help find the presents and bring them all home. So he grabbed the yellow pages and picked up his phone.
Thank you for calling Hamleys of London. How can I help you?
Yes, I am the Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity. How are you this evening?
Well, sir, we are quite busy.
Oh, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. Well, I am trying to buy Christmas toys for the St. Tia Carrera School for Underprivileged Boys.
Sir, we are quite busy.
Yes, well, I would like to see if you have any of these toys that we may purchase to help make the little fella's Christmas so much brighter. It's been such a hard life for him, and I just want to help him.
So please, you need some toys?
Oh, yes, excuse me. I have a list here. Do you have the Blair Walsh extra wide gold posts?
No.
The Pete Carroll Spin Forever spinning top?
No, sir.
Do you have the Russell Wilson platform shoes and football cleats?
No, sir.
Do you have the Oakland Raider Paper Tiger collection?
No.
The Jerry Jones Game of Glory Hole Hide and Seek?
No, we don't carry anything like that.
Oh. Well, do you have the Rams head coach Sean McVay fake ID kit?
No, sir.
The Mike Pagano GPS with no directional guidance whatsoever?
No, I'm sorry.
The Stephen Hauschka portable sideline porta potty?
No, sir.
The CJ ProSize extra fragile drinking glass set?
No, sir.
The San Francisco 49er floor mat?
No, we are quite busy.
I'm sorry, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sinking ship white flag of surrender sold separately?
No, sir.
The Derek Carr calendar that only goes to November?
No, I don't think so.
How about the Marshawn Lynch Beast Mode mouth grill and matching barbecue grill?
No, sir.
The Marcus Peters yellow flag slingshot?
Sir, how long is this list?
Oh, we just have a couple more. Do you have the Russell Wilson techno flute?
No, sir.
The little Tanner McElvoy drops-a-lot doll?
No, sir.
The Miami Dolphin fishnet and tuna grill?
Sir, that's not a real toy for a child.
You know what? It is. That's sad. They should not be making toys for children like that. I am so glad you don't have that one.
So I am very busy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I understand that, but I have to find these toys for these children because it's just so sad thinking the children.
Oh, but sir, it's the time of year. We are just so very busy at the moment.
I understand. I just have a couple more, please. Please, where's your Christmas spirit? Think of the children.
Okay.
Thank you. Do you have the Malik McDowell My First ATV helmet not included?
No.
The Ezekiel Elliott punching bag midriff t-shirt sold separately?
No, sir.
The Jeremy Lane toaster?
What would a child need a toaster for?
You know, that's a good question. Do you have the Jermaine Ifedi flag holder and dispenser?
No, sir.
The Ben Roethlisberger action figure with bar bathroom action stall and drunk college girl doll sold separately?
Sir, you said just a couple more.
I did, didn't I? But this time I really mean it. I really do. Do you have the Andrew Luck caveman beard trimmers?
No.
The Oakland Raiders black hole game where any playoff hopes disappear and never see the light again with Golden State Warrior basketball game tickets not included?
No.
The Adrian Peterson book of child behavior management learning switches sold separately?
Now, come on. Who gives a child something like this? Is this even a real list?
Sir! I assure you that if it was on the internet, it exists. You cannot lie on the internet. The Eli Manning Easy Bake Turnover Oven?
No.
The Tom Brady Hair Care Kit Supermodel Nagging Doll sold separately?
Sir, I really need to go now.
Okay. I really only have a couple more.
You said that before.
But I really mean it this time. Do you have the Carolina Panther My First Kitty Declawing Kit?
No, sir.
How about the 12th Man Sore Throat Lozenges?
No.
Well, seems you do not have any toys that I need. The boys will be crushed and devastated.
Where did the boys get this list, sir?
I think they got it off the internet. It's got to be real. There are rules about putting things on the internet, you know.
Well, you know not everything you read on the internet is... Oh, never mind. Sorry, we don't have any of your toys, sir.
Reverend was sad.
I'm sad.
He didn't know what to do.
What am I going to do? Without all these toys, Christmas is through.
Just when the Reverend thought all hope went away, the host of 12s came to him and had some things to say. Moses, the holidays aren't about presents under the tree. The holidays are about celebrating Seahawks football and victories. So what if the gifts are not things that you find? We still have football to watch, so don't lose your freaking mind.
Oh, great spirit, you are right. I have been such a clown. Watching Seahawk games are the best gift that we have around.
So the Reverend called the school for the boys and said with a grin,
Boys, come over to my place and we'll watch the Seahawks win.
And come over they did, and the boys had so much joy. It was the true meaning of the holidays, and there weren't even any toys.
Because being a Seahawk fan, it totally rocks.
So happy HAWKIDAYS, everyone, and as always, go Hawks! Yes! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. No, you're too kind. Thank you.
How was I? I was good, wasn't I? I was good.
That was wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce the cast. Of course, our Hamley's Troy Clerk. It is Matt from Merry Old England. Matt.
I accept this Oscar on behalf of all my countrymen. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic. And of course, our narrator was Will. Will?
You like me. You really like me.
And of course, Statsman Mark as the spirit of Seahawk fans past.
I am the subtle eggnog of your holiday.
Congratulations, everyone. A wonderful, wonderful halftime. And that is halftime. Coming up, we have more football to talk about, especially with the Cowboys. We've put the Rams away. We put the toy list away. And now it's time to talk about those Dallas Cowboys in the second half of this show. We'll be right back after a reading from the Reverend. Coming up right after this quick commercial break.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel.
If any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas for me, I have one. I like my boss right here tonight. I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there in Melody Lane with all the other rich people, and I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
And now it's time for a reading of Seahawk Positivity with the Reverend Moses.
Yes, this is the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity, a reading from the book of the 2017 NFL season, chapter 15, verses 3 to 12. For now is not the time to fall into the depths of despair and fear. Now is the time to rise as one and continue towards the promised land. So we do then travel to the land of the Lone Star. There will be met by men of the bovine. Ah, but those with stars upon theirs shall not be victorious. They shall fall like the cows before them, and those with the stars shall fall under the one true power. That is Seahawk positivity. This is the word of Seahawk positivity.
Holy shit, it's the third quarter.
Yes, welcome to the third quarter of your 12-Man Fan Jam show. Hey, you! Yes, you decking the halls. Like, share, subscribe to the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel. Join our Facebook group, 12-Man Fan Jam show. Do it now! And don't be on our naughty list. All right, hey, it's time for our Seahawks to hit the road. And that means that many Seahawk fans will travel as well. So here to guide our listeners is an inside scoop of all the really great sights to see. It is our 12-Man Fan Jam show travel guide. Yes, the 12-Man Fan Jam show travel guide is here to help you find those special out-of-the-way places when you travel with our football team. This week it's a trip to sunny and beautiful Dallas, Texas, where men are men and cows are nervous. Okay, so went in beautiful, sunny Dallas, Texas. Be sure to find these wonderful sights. For example, you should visit the Jerry Jones Glory Hole Donut Shop. I don't know if I'd want to buy donuts from there.
I don't want to buy
No, I
donuts.
think I'd pass, thanks.
I'm on a diet. Sorry, I'm watching my weight.
And of course, everybody has a drugstore. It's the Bruce Irvin drugstore. That's kind of a running gag. There's always a drugstore to be found.
Always a drugstore.
Yeah, the Tony Romo Hall of Underachieving Texans. I think he's actually the statue out front for that one. And finally, when in beautiful Dallas, be sure to visit the Ezekiel Elliott Marriage Counseling Clinic. Okay!
Oh.
Yeah, I did it. Now it's time to see how healthy.
I believe that clinic's 6 weeks long.
Oh.
Yikes! Oh, yes, I think you're right. And I think we don't have anybody listening at this point. All right.
The things you can get away with when nobody cares.
I know. No one's listening. Who cares? Except Shango. I know Shango. I know you're listening. But I love you,
man.
We got to get Shango on the show. I am going to.
Thank you, Shango.
Shango, or anyone who knows Shango, please. I really want him to be on one of our shows one time. Maybe in the off season. It would be fun.
Do you know, I'd settle just have a chat with him on the phone because the bloke is just brilliant.
I love him. I love Shango, and honestly, Shango, you were the reason we had this show. But that's a whole other argument.
It's your fault.
It's his fault. But
so blame him, folks.
So a plea to Shango. I got that checked off. Okay. All right. Let's see how healthy these teams are by turning to our own doctor. Oh, it's me. With the 12-Man Fan Jam Show injury report. Dr. Moses, tell us the news.
Doctor, give me the news.
Well, thank you very much, Moses. Let's look at the Seahawks first. Good news. Bobby Wagner not listed on the final injury report, so it sounds like he's going to play against Dallas. DJ Alexander is out with, I believe, a concussion. Nazir Jones is still out, defensive tackle. I really miss him. Bradley McDougald and Nick Vanette are questionable. It looks like they're going to play. And I think just yesterday, Frank Clark showed up on the injury report with a toe. He has 10 of them, but I think one of them's giving him problems.
Because he's got a spare.
Yeah, chop it off.
But I think he's okay. I think he's going to play. For the Cowboys, it's mostly good news for them. David Irving, one of their defensive tackles, has been ruled out because of concussion. It's a third straight game, so it must have been a heck of a hit. So he will not play. So defensive tackle, they're a little thin. Tyron Smith may not play or may play. They say odds are still that he won't play this week. That's their starting left tackle. That's some interesting news. And then they have several players who are listed as questionable, most notably Orlando Scandrick, who is their starting defensive back. So that's where they are. And one final quick injury note to speak of. As I see it now, it looks like Dasher pulled a hammy, but he's going to be day-to-day. Cupid has a broken heart, but he'll fight it through for the big day. Rudolph has no surgery, but he'll be ready. And Santa, of course, we all know has diabetes, but he should be a game-time decision for Christmas. So
didn't he get the lap band surgery?
I think he did. Yeah, I think he was working on that. I don't know if he's doing it now. He's going to wait till he should do it like right the day before Christmas, because he's got 364 days to get this stupid ass surgery, and he'll do it right before the only day he works, right? And they get workman's comp, right? I see how you are, Santa. All right, that's the injury report. Now let's take a look at what the weather is going to be for this game by turning to a guy living in Europe. Yes, it's time for the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Weather and Fashion Report with Matt from merry old England. Oh, Matt!
It's raining man.
Yes, thank you, Moses. So, I phoned Earl. You remember Earl? He's the office junior at the US Weather Service. And you know what he did, Moses? He laughed at me down the phone. It turns out that Earl is suddenly a lifelong Los Angeles Rams fan. I mean, he always said to me he was a Pats fan, but now suddenly he's 100% ramming it all the way. So in between slow clapping it out, he did mention that Jerry only lets his boys play when the roof is open. Sorry. So that means temperatures of about 47 degrees Fahrenheit, light rains, and winds of 18 miles per hour from the north. So may God have mercy on Blair Walsh's soul. And I'm going to tell you that this is off script, but I tell you, if you're in the stadium, guys, just make sure you get your hands ready to try and catch those balls when they're flying off hard left or hard right, because they're going to be going everywhere.
Seats in the house, right?
Oh, in it, have someone's eye out if he's not careful. So back to script. So I thought long and hard about what to wear in Arlington, Texas, where AT&T Stadium plays. So Arlington in Texas. So now, Moses, did you know that Arlington is the capital of Texas?
Matt.
What?
I think it's Austin.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's just that with people inexplicably moving capital cities recently, Wikipedia is getting all confused, so I'll have to correct that later. Yeah, it's still Austin. I'm sorry.
Oh, I love it.
So what to wear to this game? Well, it's America's team. So what better clothing to wear to watch America's team than gingham shirts, blue jeans, cowskin waistcoats, Stetsons, cowboy boots and spurs? Because nothing says America in the minds of the world than when people dress up as Woody from Toy Story. You all look ridiculous, but you do look American, and for a change, totally non-threatening globally. Now, as for me, if I was going to this game, well, there really is only one outfit for me. That's right, I would go dressed as Christian Shepherd from 80s American TV soap Dallas. Google it, kids. And if all things go well, old J.R. Jerry might want to be careful if he happens to hear a noise outside his office and walks out in the corridor to investigate, because if he does that, it's bam, bam, bam! But if things go really badly, well, hopefully we can all just wake up like Pamela Barnes-Ewing and realise it was all just a bad dream. But that being said, it looks like it's going to be perfect Seahawks weather. Moses, back over to you.
Oh, yes. Wonderful. Once again, the Weather and Fashion Report hits a home run. Thank you, Matt, so very much.
Thanks. Home run, that's basketball, isn't it?
Yeah, that's soccer.
Curling.
Or football over in England. Hey, one more thing real quick. It is time for a question because, as usual, Jose wants to know.
I wanna know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I wanna know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind.
Jose's question this week. Jose's been sending us questions every week. And his question this week is an interesting one. We'll start with Statsman Mark. Bevel, Cable, or Richard, which coach needs to go? I can't imagine what Mark will say, but I'll go ahead and say Jose wants Bevel to go. Mark, I know we've talked about this, but you get a vote here.
I know everyone is in total suspense, and just like agreeing as we do, I'm going to agree with Jose. Yes, if I had to choose one, it would be Daryl. Yes.
All right. I'm less than shocked. Will?
I feel like Clouseau's boss right now. Sorry.
That is not my dog. Will?
I would take Cable, actually. People keep saying what a great O-line coach he is, but it just seems like we're not getting enough out of our the investments we have made. So
okay, Matt.
I have to agree with Will. I would say Tom. I think Tom. I know, and it's not. I don't know necessarily whether this is like a long time coming, because I think in some top ways we've won a Super Bowl with these people, so we can't sit here and say they were terrible. But I do think that overpromise and underdeliver is not a good mantra for anyone. I think that's what he's done offensively. So yeah, it would be Tom.
Well, if I had to get rid of one, it would be Tom Cable. But I will say this. I think that and we've talked about this a little bit earlier with the Rams game. I think, with as much adversity as this team has had, to be 8-6 and have a chance to get in the playoffs the last 2 games of the season, I think is a miraculous job by this coaching staff. And I don't, and I'm sorry, but I refuse to, talk about firing half the staff because we're 8-6.
Yeah, I think that's rubbish.
And those who are 6-10 or 8-8 for so many years, know what I'm talking about. And I don't know if it's
that was us 20 years ago.
Yeah, right. And that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. We can still go 10-6 until we're officially mathematically eliminated, until the season's officially over. I refuse to talk about firing any coach or getting rid of any player. We'll do that at the end of the season. We'll have all off season to do that kind of stuff. But right now, this team's still fighting for a playoff spot, and this team is still doing well. So at 8-6, yeah, I said doing well, even though they lost to the Rams 42-7. That's 1 game. You get 1 loss for that, not 10. And some people are acting like we're 2-12, and it's just really irritating me. But I would take Cable in that case, but I would rather see us play the season out before we even think that kind of stuff. But be that as it may, that is the third quarter.
It's the end of the third quarter, bitches.
All right, coming up next, our predictions, prognostications, and game balls for the Cowboys game. You are listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, decking your halls with boughs of holly. Fa la 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 la, la 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 la. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Nixon, Comet, Cupid, Donna Dixon. Sit down, Simpson.
Holy shit, it's the fourth quarter.
Oh yes, it's time for the fourth and final quarter of this episode of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. In this quarter, we make our predictions, our prognostications, and of course our game balls for the upcoming game Sunday between your Seattle Seahawks and those Dallas Cowboys. First look at the numbers. Seattle is a 5-point underdog going into this game, and the over-under is at 47.5. Disclaimer, these numbers have been presented for entertainment purposes only. The 12-Man Fan Jam Show does not endorse betting on anything at any time. Please do not take this or anything else we say on this show seriously ever in your entire life. Please don't. All right, time for our picks. We start with Team 12. Jose, score 24-16. Prognostication, we finally get a pick after I can't even remember the last game we got one. I can't either. Finally get one, and the game ball is going to go with Bobby Wagner. Tom, 30-20 Seahawks. Mike Davis 100 yards, game ball to Davis. Little Mo said this, and I quote, "We get pissed off and win 35-10.
Teach back
Wash
words.
your mouth out with
Nice.
soap for that one, kid.
No, I gave him a candy bar for that. Elliott, less than 80 rushing yards, and Wagner with the game ball. Mark Ty Turner, I'm up in Seattle now. Lots of negative talk about the Hawks. So the Hawks got blown out at home to our division rival. The house is not on fire. No need to panic. Win out and hope the Falcons falter. I refuse to give up on the season. 10-6 and a 6th seed is our destiny. I love it, Mark Ty Turner. Hawks 21, Cowgirls 17. Graham comes out of his slumber with 2 touchdowns. He says game balls to everyone finding a way to win on Christmas Eve, but I'm going to give it to Graham because he had Graham as his prognostication. Mike Pascal, Seattle 23, Dallas 22. Prognostication, Jimmy gets back in the end zone.
Gimme Graham.
Gimme Graham. And Russell Wilson makes another MVP bid and is his game ball. All right, now for Team Posse. Dustin, who is not here because he's busy making toys, said, Zeke thinks he's going to run for 200 yards on the Hawks. I think the Hawks will have something to say about that and hold him at under 75. I have a problem with that. I'll talk in a bit. The Hawks have to win to keep their playoff hopes alive, and they will. With the score 27-24, game ball to Frank Clark because somebody on the defensive line has got to start showing up and making plays. Here's the thing I have a problem with. If I understand it right, Zeke didn't say, I'm going to put 200 yards up on the Seahawks. Zeke said, when I get back, I'm going to be so pumped to play that I'm going to put 200 yards up on whoever we're playing. So I don't think he really pointed out the Seahawks as much as he was just so excited about wanting to get back that he said that. So I don't have a problem. You guys have a problem with what Zeke said?
No.
I don't either. Mark?
No. I mean,
Yeah, I think he said basically, I'm just so excited to get back. I'm going to put 200 yards up on whoever it is. It just happens to be us. But that's neither here nor there. Will.
What?
Where?
When?
Who?
Why?
How?
Okay, I'm done.
I think we covered them. Yeah. How are you, Will?
Sorry. Good.
Okay.
Well, do you have big Christmas plans?
Not really. Hoping to watch the Seahawks win on Sunday and then enjoy
That'd be a nice
Christmas
gift.
on Monday.
Yeah, really. Well, do you think they're going to win?
Yes, I think we're gonna get the cool present, not the fruitcake this year.
Yay!
I'm predicting Seahawks 27, Cowboys 20. Going on a similar vein to a couple of the prognostications that others have already come up with, I will say that the Seahawks will finish with more rushing yards than the Cowboys. And I'm going to give my game ball to the man whose jersey I wore last Sunday, and he didn't even show up, KJ Wright, because I think he's going to have a huge bounce back game.
And I didn't say in the injuries, he is definitely back. He is definitely back. I'm sorry to even bring that up. He wasn't even on the injury report because he was his concussion. He's ready to play. I think that's going to be very helpful. Yeah, good. KJ Wright. Statsman Mark, hi.
Hello.
What are your holiday plans, sir?
Well, it's the timing's
They
right.
involve tokens.
They always, that's an any occasion kind of day. Yeah, I mean, it'll be fun to have the games on, and I'm really curious how we, which team shows up, and I think that given what happened and given their history, they're showing up for this game. I see it 24-23 Seattle, so take the points. No, and also, let's see, I see Bobby Wagner's going to force a fumble. I'll give my game ball to Wagner as well.
Nice. Well done. Matt from Merry Old England.
I'll take US colleges for 500, please.
Okay, what college did
KJ Wright go to?
Yeah, what did he go to? I know. Do you know, Matt?
I don't know. I was expecting you to ask me the bloody question.
Well, answer it now.
I don't know. UCLA.
Yeah, close. Mississippi State. Am I right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, am I right?
How do you answer that? You have to say that. Like, what is UCLA? Don't you? That's how you have to answer Jeopardy questions or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yes, Moses. How can I help you? Oh, you want predictions?
Please and thank you.
I think. Well, look. This is too late in the season now to be predicting losses. So everything we predict now really has to be a win. Otherwise, we may as well just not do the show and go home.
All right.
So I'm not in the business of predicting a loss. However, no. I think. Look. It's a statement game. It's a pride game. It's all about wanting to do our very best and not go out with a bang. I think all of the players were rightly embarrassed at last week's performance, and I think that's going to be a factor in this game. I think they're going to be, angry as it has. I hope that doesn't mean there's going to be a lot of penalties. I think that's the other thing we have to be careful of. But I'm going to go Seahawks 27, Rams 24. I'm also predicting that Mike Davis is going to have a good game. I'm saying he's going to. I think he got about 70 yards or so against the Eagles, and about the same against Jags, if memory serves, something similar to that. So I'll go with he'll get 85 yards in this game. That's my prognostication. Not quite the 100, but I'll give him 85, and I'll give my game ball to Mike Davis.
Good. Something we didn't bring up about the Rams game, and I hate to bring it up because I said I was done with it. But the first half, I think the Rams' one scoring drive was over 50 yards, which means they had very short drives, and we just never got offensively a chance. Davis was running early.
Yeah, he was.
Next thing you know, you're down 24-0, and you throw the running game out the window, which is too bad because he was running.
Dennis, you can't win games when just one thing is working.
Yeah.
And everything else has gone to shit, but one thing is working. No one's going to win that game. No one's going to win that game.
All right, my turn. So I guess it's time to play America's team. Yeah, America's team. Well, wait a minute. They're lazy. They're underachieving. They are America's team. Congratulations, Dallas.
Hey.
Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah, the only one that laughed on that was Matt, I noticed. Ezekiel Elliott is returning to football after standing in as an Ewok for the new Star Wars film. Good for him.
No.
And if you don't think so, I'm sorry. He looks like an Ewok. I'm sorry, he just does. But you know what? He wears midriff shirts like it's some bad 70s football film. You know, like, this is not North Dallas 40, Zeke. Okay, Mac Davis is not your quarterback. Put the midriffs away. Watch the Seahawks put Cole and Jerry Jones' glory hole. Watch my game ball, Blair Walsh, kick the game-winning field goal in the fourth.
Oh my God! Somebody call security! Somebody call security!
Oh, we have a pulse, people. Watch the Seahawks proudly hang on to postseason hopes as they win by a score of Seattle Seahawks 23, Dallas Cowboys 20. Take it to the bank.
Take it.
And I'm not going to make any other prediction. All right. Because last week, that's what I said.
No, don't do that,
what
please.
I said. No. All right. Hey, it looks like it's time to bring another wonderful and amazing 12-man Fan Jam show to a sad close. We're so glad you decided to waste some time with us. And, of course, we hope you laughed a little and maybe you learned a little something along the way. What did we learn? Well, we learned that Matt doesn't pay attention during the news. We learned the
That's
XFL.
okay, neither does anybody else.
Yeah, Matt. We learned the XFL may be making a comeback.
Nobody cares.
We learned that Zorny has too many tokens. He doesn't know what to do with them.
That's a long way from Cracker Jacks, baby.
It really is. And Will has new costumes for his pussy. So, on behalf of my partner in crime, Matt, New Sound Shadowhawk, Will, Statsman Mark, and Dustin, who's mysteriously not here as the Beaver, Roger Goodell, Mosette, Little Mo, Dancer, Prancer, Donna Dixon, Sheila McRae, Art Carty. Good night, everybody. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
He knows when you've been sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
So because he's a pervert.
The first time. No, I won't do that.
Oh, yeah! There it is!